Okay, so I already filmed this, but I accidentally deleted it, so I have to do it all over again. So as you guys know, Lily is here, and she's taking a nap. So I thought that I would do my labor and delivery story. Okay, hold on, I adjusted. So, I was induced on the 4th of July due to having cholestasis of pregnancy. We went to the hospital at 8 o'clock and got situated before they gave me a pill that would start thinning out my cervix, and they just put that inside of me, and then I had to wait for 2 hours, and I wasn't allowed to do anything. I laid in the bed, and after that 2 hours, they checked me, and I got to move around and do whatever I wanted for about an hour and a half. I ended up taking a shower, and Max fell asleep while we were watching a movie. After that, they came in and gave me another dosage, and I couldn't move for another 2 hours. That started giving me like cramps and stuff like that. I wasn't supposed to necessarily start the contractions unless my body was already like ready. My body would be the one to start the contractions. It didn't cause them. I started having actual contractions at about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I just kind of tried to sleep through them and just deal with the pain. Then in the morning, they started giving me Pitocin through my IV, and we called my family to tell them that they were giving me the Pitocin, but I probably wasn't going to go into, like I wasn't going to actually have Lily until that, like, really late that afternoon or even that night. But all of our family showed up, like, super early, like 8 in the morning, and they stayed until she got there. It was so funny. I don't know why they all decided they needed to be there, but I just continued to progress, and the pain was getting so bad, and at about 6 centimeters and around 12 o'clock, I ended up getting an epidural. I didn't go in with a plan to have a natural birth or anything like that. I just wanted to keep it really open-minded. I did the best I could, and I tried to stay natural as long as possible, and at 12, I looked at Max and I was like, I need an epidural. No, actually, I looked at him at 11 and I was like, I need an epidural. And it took them an hour to get me my epidural. An hour and 45 minutes? Oh my god, it was so long, and I wouldn't have gotten it even then, that early, if Max's dad hadn't called in a favor. So I got the epidural, and before the epidural, I was in so much pain, the worst pain I've ever experienced. It hurt so bad, and my dad came in, and he had just gone on a bike ride the day before, and he's like, my back hurts so bad, I'm so sore, and I just looked at him, and I was in the middle of a contraction, and I flipped him off in front of, the nurse, everyone. I was just like, whatever, and he did not understand, why I was upset. He was just like, what? What? And I'm just like, you're an idiot. I hate you. But after I got the epidural, I was super duper smiley because everyone in my family reacts to pain medication ridiculously. When I got my wisdom teeth removed, I don't even remember that day, and I apparently sat in the car and was like, Mom, you're so beautiful. We should go get tacos. And I don't know. So after I got the epidural, I laid back in bed, and I was so smiling, and everyone was laughing at me and taking pictures because I was like, everyone should get an epidural. They're great. There's nothing wrong with epidurals. It was so funny. But after that, they ended up taking out, stopping the Pitocin through my IV because the contractions were getting too close together, and too strong, and they okay, so after they did that, my body just naturally progressed, and by about so I pushed for 50 minutes, so around 5 o'clock, I, was completely dilated, so I started pushing, and, like 5:20, I started pushing, and I only pushed for 50 minutes, and, like, right before I started pushing, like, the nurse looks at me and she's like, so do you want to do this? And I was just like, oh yeah, sure, do what? And she's just like, have a baby, like start pushing. And I was just like, you're so casual about this, like what? It was so crazy. She was like the nicest nurse ever though, because I love her. The nurse we had the night before, she was awful. But anyway, I started pushing, and I only pushed for 50 minutes, and then Lily was born. She was born at 6:34, and she was 19 inches and 5 pounds, 11 ounces. I don't know. She was so beautiful. I just, me and Max started crying. Max cut the, umbilical cord. Thank you. I am having, the biggest brain farts. I'm sorry. But so he cut the umbilical cord, and they took her over to get weighed after laying her skin to skin on my chest. And we opted out for the bath. We didn't have her bathed because the Vernix is so good for her skin. And we also didn't get the hepatitis B vaccination because we're not big fans of vaccination, and especially the idea of her being vaccinated so early after she was born, 20 minutes after she was born. That's kind of crazy. I'm sorry. It's just insane. And she was weighed, and they got her footprints, and Max made sure that we got footprints put in our baby book, and they're so cute. I don't know. They're so tiny. It's so adorable. So we got her footprints and everything, and then I started to breastfeed for the first time. She did really, really good the first time, and now she's having trouble latching, but, well, not latching, but sucking. But then Max went out to tell our families that we were going to meet them in the postpartum room after I got cleaned up, and we got our stuff packed or whatever, and as soon as Max walked out of the door, my mom, tried to barge into the room. He's just like, whoa, Tiger, you have to wait, and, we'll meet you in the postpartum room. It was so funny. And then, after that, Dimitri, you're so cute. After that, we got all packed up, and I got cleaned up, and they took the epidural out and took off all the tape, which is, the most painful thing. Oh my gosh, when she was pulling it off, I was just like, what are you doing? And so then they wheeled us down the hallway to the postpartum area, and while they were wheeling me down, and Max was pushing Lily, they played a song, which they do whenever a baby's born at the hospital, and it was just, I don't know, it was beautiful. And as we came down the hallway, everyone that was waiting for us was in a line on either side, and it was, I don't know, it was so sweet because, my family was there, my mom, my dad, my grandma, and then Max's family was there, and that was his mom, his dad, his stepmom, his stepsister, and then Lily's godmother and godfather were there, and Lily's godmother's mom and her 2 sisters were there as well. And once we got into the room, everyone just sat there and looked at her and took pictures and wanted to hold her, and I don't know, and Irving started crying, and he tried to convince everyone that he wasn't crying, but it went, I don't know, it was perfect. And me and Max were just we could not stop smiling at each other. It was, I don't know, it was beautiful. But I think that's about it. Comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can ask below, or you can message me, or you could even ask me on my Tumblr. Yeah, I think that's it.